welcome to today's episode of Siblings Perspective. Hopefully we're going to have a very interesting conversation. I see my guest is here. I need to just send me a request, Kariebi, and then I will bring you on. Sorry, excuse me, I need to close this thing. Can you please just click on request to join? Okay, let me see if I can invite you to join. So another episode of Siblings Perspective. And I have my hi Mimi, hi Daisy, hi Joy. Just waiting for my young friend to come on. And thank you everybody who's taking part, all the guests that are lined up to take part. And the feedback has been lovely. I see him. Okay. Accept. Okay. I'm wondering why that happened. It's saying that, hi.
Good evening.
Evening. How are you? I was just wondering why you didn't let your own account join, but that's fine. Are you okay? Are you comfortable? Make yourself comfortable.
No, I'm alright. I'm alright.
Okay. Can you hear me okay?
Good.
Just give me a second. Let me reduce this noise. It's quite a bit of. Okay, there we are. Right. Hi, peace. Hi, everybody. Okay, so we'll get started. My guest is here. His name is Kariebi Jonathan. I will let him introduce himself. Kariebi, the floor is yours, and then I'll just give you the opening question, and you can say as much as you want. And if there's anything that needs additional, whatever, we'll go around and have that conversation. So I will always interject when I would like for you to expand on maybe a point or something that you said. Okay, fair enough? So just go right ahead, introduce yourself, name, age, and that sort of thing.
All right. Good evening. My name is Kariebi Jonathan.
Yeah.
I'm 15 years old.
Yeah.
I'm the oldest of 3 children.
Yeah.
With my younger brother being the autistic one, he's 14 now, and my younger sister being 8. My dad is an engineer, and my mom is a teacher, and she goes to school.
Thank you for that. So it's fair to say that for the better part, well, if you're 15, you can't really say for the better part of your life. So for a good number of years, let's use 10 as a benchmark, you've known that your brother is on the autism spectrum or not.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so can you just share with us what, if you look back like when you were 5, much younger, take it from then. What has been your experience? What did you know? Did you really understand autism as a child? And from then till now, what's been the journey? So take it away.
When I was younger, around 5, 6, 7, I didn't really understand autism, and I didn't really know what was wrong with my brother. Like, or why he was different with everyone, why he was different from me. But then I didn't really like question it. I didn't really ask much questions. I may have, but then I don't remember like seeing him, as like a hindrance or like a disturbance or as someone like different. But then like as I grew older and people kept on like asking me questions, maybe in school or in church, I kept on like wondering to myself like, why is it that my brother is like this, or why is it that he is so different from the rest of us, and why can't he talk as well as I can? But then still I didn't really like. I still lived my life normally. I didn't really like push him away from myself. And I think that's really done well with my relationship with him. Like I'm one of the only people that he would like open up to, like he will talk to. He's very friendly, yeah, but then he's very friendly with me, if you get what I'm saying.
Yeah. Okay, so let me take you back a bit. So when you say that people were asking you all those questions, why can't you talk like you? Why is it different than you and not able to do? At that point, how old were you then?
I would say I was 7, 8, 9.
Okay, so between 7 and 9, did you then have an understanding of what being on the spectrum was?
I didn't have a proper concrete answer, but I could say that he was it's just the way he is. He's exactly the same as everyone else, and that instead of like asking what's wrong with him, she actually like, and instead of asking me why can't he talk, she actually try talking to him and he will actually answer you and he will say something to you back. So,
I like that.
So yeah, everyone went up like talking to him, and obviously they will answer him back. And they'll be surprised. Oh, he actually can talk. Yeah, he can talk. So instead of really like coming to me straight and being shy and scared about it, you should actually.
What's happened to our volume? Ooh, I've lost some audio. Can you hear me? Or did I lose your own audio?
I can hear you.
Okay, I lost the audio briefly. Okay, so you then would redirect people to him to go talk to him, right?
Yeah, I always made sure that they go talk to him instead of using me as a mouthpiece for him.
Or harassing you, so to
yeah.
So did you think that they were asking from a place of malice or a place of really of not understanding or really wanting to know?
Well,
think about it.
I can't be sure myself, but if I'm to guess, it's going to be mostly curiosity. Like kids aren't really like mean people. Like no one is really born bad. Yeah. So instead of immediately pushing him away or asking me, oh, why is he like this? I don't like that. It's more of like, oh, how come? Or what happened? Or did anything happen to him? Or something like that.
Okay. So if we want to speak to other people at this point, I will carry on about this sort of response from the environment and other children. Yeah. It would be good to let them know that those other children aren't asking from a place of malice, if that's what I get.
Yeah.
Okay. Just more from a place of curiosity that they really want to know.
Yeah.
Okay. So as a sibling, besides you telling them go, how did that make you feel? Really, mentally, maybe emotionally, people having to ask you all those questions.
It didn't really like disturb me. It didn't really like. I didn't really feel any disturbed.
Okay.
I didn't really feel like any like issues with people asking me. I just felt like I actually felt good. Like that I felt happy that people were asking me about my brother or like for autism. It made me happy knowing that people are actually genuinely curious and wanting to accept people the way they are.
Okay. So if we fast forward to now that you're a teenager, do you still get such questions?
Oh yeah, so as a teenager with fellow teenagers, everyone is way more mature. Is it more of a is it more of a or what's happening? Usually people already know what autism is or know it to an extent. I know how to accept someone for the way they are. Everyone knows about autism. Like, well, I won't say everyone, but a lot of people know what autism is. So a lot of people know that it's not their fault. They're not really like maybe shouting because they just want to shout. Yeah, people know that. Yeah, autism exists, and we should take care of people. We should take care of people like they're normal human beings.
Okay. These would be your age mates, right? That you speak of.
What do you say?
I said these would be your own age mates that you speak of, that they know what autism is about.
My around 14 to 15, 13 to 15.
Okay, so if they then ask you what autism is, what would you say?
If I was to be asked what autism is, maybe I would say autism is just a different way to say someone is special. Like I'll say he's special basically.
Okay.
He's just different in his own way.
Okay. And your understanding now, the way you're explaining it now, would it have been the way you would have explained it earlier on in life?
Probably not.
So what changed and what helped you gain that change and understanding?
When I was younger, I would usually say, oh yeah, he's slower than the rest of us or something like that. Not out of like not because I like dislike him or anything, or not because I just dislike what autism is, or I don't like what's going on. I'll just say like out of not knowing not knowing how to answer. Usually I'll just say, oh, he has slower learning capabilities or something like that. But now, as I grow up, I realize that Kariebi he's a really nice person. He's a really, really nice person. And his learning is not slow. He's actually quite smart.
Okay.
The whole thing about education is just no. Not everyone is the same.
Yeah. Okay, so what helped you with your own understanding? What helped you improve your understanding, if you see what I mean? So you have this period where you really didn't understand fully what autism was, the concept, so you didn't know how to explain it. And then now you've gained understanding and you're better able to explain it somehow. So was it a question of you read more, or your parents discussed it more with you? You know, what happened?
Yeah, I'll say I'll give that all to my mom. She's really she's really supportive of my brother and the whole family. So she will help me, she'll tell me what autism is. And me myself, whenever I see my brother, me seeing my brother a lot for most of my life, I've obviously as my relationship grows stronger with him, my understanding about him increases. So able to give a better answer, or a better more detailed, proper answer than the way I said it before.
Okay. So again, it's about gaining information and understanding.
Yes.
So would you say that? So what would you advise parents of people? Oh my goodness, that did just happen. But let's carry on. What would you tell parents with persons on the spectrum that have got autism, in terms of information sharing for siblings?
I would say to people who have acquaintances with people with autism, I'll say to them that they should try to their best extent to treat people with autism as they'll treat other people without autism. Because when they see that they are accepted by the way for the way they are. They won't have any reason to go against you the way someone else without autism will go against you. It's like
Okay.
it's like treating like taking care of a let me use an example of a child. If you treat a young child as as an outcast, the child will end up growing up to be an outcast because that's all they know, being an outcast. So they'll end up retaliating against you. So the way like using that, you should treat like someone with autism the same way you should treat everyone else. You should love them the way they are, and they'll have no reason to shout on you or go against you or do anything to get your attention.
Okay. So is this all part of the insight you gained from your mom, or is something that
Yeah.
you
Yes.
reflect on? So so what I'm hearing is that it's important for not just moms, for parents or whoever is in the fore of the caregiving to empower the siblings and everybody else in the environment.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so carry on. So in terms of emotion, how is that for you? The emotional stress or maybe the mental stress? Do you have any of those stresses in terms of having a sibling who's on the spectrum?
I would say the stress compared my brother compared to my sister, who is younger and is neurotypical, is way different in the sense that my younger sister is actually more of a stress than my brother.
Why is she more complicated?
Well, they're two different people. My sister is like lots more loud, she's outgoing, she talks a lot. My brother on the other hand is very calm, very nice to talk to. Whenever I need something, he'll tell you very nicely. He doesn't go to loud extents. He doesn't go to the points where he has to shout, where you have to shout back, or you're arguing, and you're leaving with stress or a headache. Yeah, he's very, very, very easy to be with.
Okay. So has this always been the case growing up?
Personally, yes.
Him not stressing you at all?
No, not at all.
Okay. Okay, that's good. So emotional balance is there. Yeah?
Yes.
So what are some of the issues you think that exist or things that could be different if you think about the relationship?
Well, maybe. Yeah, I feel like my brother and I we're brothers. Yeah, we are very, very close to each other. I think the only thing we can do now is make our bond stronger. Make sure we keep it up. We keep on being close to each other, being happy, no arguments, no issues. I think we should continue with that.
But there are arguments now. Don't you argue with your sister?
Yeah, with my sister, but then not my brother.
And so why don't you want to argue with your brother?
I don't want to argue with anyone. No one would want to argue with anyone.
Okay.
So, well, arguments happen.
Of course. So, assuming you got into an argument with him, what would be the case? What do you think would happen?
If I was to get into an argument with my brother, or
yes, your brother.
Yeah, and we reach a point where like we don't agree with each other. I'll just I'll make sure to tell him exactly what I want, and I try to ask him what he wants or what he needs from me. That way we can understand each other, and that way we can get something out of it, something that will benefit us both.
Okay, so what I hear is that it's important to understand each other. So if you've got, for those that are listening or will listen later, if you've got a sibling who's on the spectrum, it's key in understanding them is really important because it will make for a better relationship. Yeah? Correct?
Correct.
All right. So do you feel any kind of pressures other than, because you're the oldest and sort of, in our context, the African setting and all, being the oldest, you have to look out for everybody, be the light, the one that everybody looks up to. So do you feel that kind of pressure?
Yeah, there's some pressures of being like the oldest,
Okay.
especially in the society of Nigeria, where the oldest is the man of the house, as you say. So I'm always expected to make sure to be the good example I have to be. Make sure I get my siblings to do what they need to do, especially my brother. If
That's where I was going. So, so if you relate that pressure to your brother in that context, what would it be?
It's mean that making sure, okay, let's say we eat. As the elder brother, I should make sure that everyone cleans up after they eat, and make sure that everyone is eating properly and eating the right amount they need. But brother, sometimes there could be a case where he just eats and drops the plate and leaves without cleaning the plate, and there's always this pressure that I have to choose between whether make him clean it himself or I should do it myself.
So which one do you end up doing?
Likely, I'll end up telling my brother to do it himself because he has to be treated the same way or treat anyone else.
Okay, so that's sort of like, apart from getting him to be accountable, but skill building sort of thing. So you're sort of ensuring that he learns and acquires the skills that he has to. Yeah?
Yes.
Oh, sorry guys, I don't know when this is late. I like to keep going on and on. Terrible. Okay, so carry on with,
Yeah, there's always the being the eldest in West Africa. You're always expected to do everything, like to make sure my siblings like follow a good example. But there could be a case where I'm not even like there. There's always just that pressure that something's going to happen. I have to make sure I'm there to stop it from happening. So yeah, it's quite the same with my brother as with any other firstborn in Nigeria.
So you're always looking out for him. So if you guys go out, or let's say you go out, mom and dad have to go off and do something on their own. Do you kind of feel an extra burden or pressure to look out for him more?
Yeah, I would say that there's some pressure, trying to make sure that nothing bad happens, nothing drags some attention, some unwanted attention. You understand? But then slowly, like now that I'm like older, I've like calmed down a lot. I usually just don't force over every little thing. Try to make him feel as natural as possible. Make sure that he's as comfortable as possible. Because when he's comfortable, there's going to be no issues. Because I'm comfortable too.
Okay. So have you ever thought about what, a situation where, of course, we're not all going to be here forever, that you're just left with him and your sister, parents are no longer around, that sort of thing? Does it ever, your fears, basically, what are some of the fears that you have?
Fears, I feel like I'm not afraid of the future. So when it comes to being the firstborn of someone that's autistic, I feel like everything's going to be all right. And there's always like going to be a happy ending. And being a Christian, I believe that God is always going to have the path to take me to the right path, the power to take me to the right path, and everything's going to be all right. No matter what, like whatever tribulations come, everything is going to be good at the end.
Amen. So again, for those that you're a faith-based person, like you said, Christian, God comes through for you. It may not be everybody that has that same belief. So do you have any words for them, what you think. If it's somebody that doesn't believe or have that, comfort, as it were, or place of trust, what's the alternative?
Well, I feel like if you're someone that is not like that does not have like a faith or like is not like into like Christianity or like any other religion, I feel like everyone should know that we should have faith in ourselves too. We should trust ourselves and that we will make the right decisions. Or we should let the future be the future and let it not be the present. And we should like make sure we are living in the moment right now and making sure everything right now is going well.
That's awesome. Great, great. So when it comes to, so your brother, there's the academic aspect of things, right? You know how, like you said, there's always a pressure. Oh, you have to do well in school and set a good pace for your siblings to follow and that sort of thing. So again, that's one point or a possible source of pressure, right? So do you feel like you're pressurized to do well and ensure that your brother also, does well?
I feel like I'm not actually forced to do well just to make sure everyone just to make sure my siblings can do well, because I feel like they can do well without my help. I feel like they have the capability to be good just the way just as they are. I feel like I don't have to go through any like issues. Well, I can be a good example, but it doesn't mean I have to be. I am a good example right now. I'll say to myself that if I was to show my like siblings my doings in school, I feel like they'll be motivated to be as well as I am. But I feel like even if I wasn't, they are capable of doing it, especially my brother who's autistic. I feel like he's capable of doing anything I can do and even better.
That's good. Anything you can do and even better.
Yeah.
I like that as a place of, so is there something that you have to do? I mean, you have to live your own life, definitely, and do your own thing. So have you ever felt, I'm trying to get the right words, that, how do you, okay, so think about when you were younger, for instance, okay, you probably were in the same primary school, that sort of thing, right? So I'm just wondering if you've ever felt that you can't be apart, or that there's no need for you all to be apart. You have to be together all the time with your brother, and then that translates into all that setting an example, if you see what I mean. Does it make sense?
Yeah. I feel like when it comes to being like an example for my brother, I feel like I should just try my best to be good. I shouldn't really overwork myself just to be the model brother. I feel like I should just be as natural as I can.
Okay.
Make sure everything like I do is it has a good I hope like I make sure like everything I do is like has a good impact on my brother, but it's not making me deteriorate like myself, like making myself go down as a person just to be a good example.
Okay, cool. So is there something that you would want parents to do differently, based on your own experiences, or are there things that you think could happen differently for you in your situation?
I feel like for parents that don't like their son or daughter as well as their older children, I feel like they should snap out of that like attitude. I feel like they should like love their son in which they are having a lot of effort on raising, as well as they are loving like their older children in which they're also putting a lot of effort in. Because when you dislike a child, no matter whether they're autistic or not, they're going to end up disliking you back. It's just like
I've lost the volume again. don't know what's happened to the volume again. I've lost it.
No, can you hear me now?
Yes, I can. Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, I was going to say that I was referring it to like in the Bible, there's the golden rule: do unto others what you want to do to yourself.
Mm-hmm.
So if you want to be treated well by your child who is autistic, if you treat them well, and yeah, it will all go well at the end of the day.
Okay, carry on. So what other thoughts do you want to put out there for people? Sorry, 1 second. I thought I had my privacy. People are coming in and out of my. So what other thoughts, good words, things that can be done differently, you think? Advice for parents, other siblings?
I feel like there should be more parents that try their best to find what their son or daughter is good at. Mm-hmm. I feel like there should be like a lot of talent hunting in autistic children. Probably a lot of future doctors or chemists or engineers or footballers. Just different, like I'm sure there are a lot of different people who are the next Einstein, the next Newton, the next Ronaldo, Messi, whoever you're thinking of right now. Mm-hmm. But then just because there's someone that just didn't accept them the way they are, it didn't come to pass. And I don't want that to be a case for a lot of people, because the more we accept people for who they are, and the more that they feel like they can do anything, the more we have those great people in our world, and the more the world moves forward into a better future.
Okay.
So, like when I talk about loving your child or loving like your autistic brother or sibling, it's not just loving your sibling; it's loving the world at that moment. Like you're loving the future too. You're loving everyone on earth, because that child or that sibling or that like adult in this, let me say adult too, could be the next big thing. So we should all find like what they are good at, and make sure they excel in it to the best of their capabilities. It could always come back better than you put your effort in.
Okay. So again, what I hear is ensure that each child, whether autistic, neurodivergent, neurotypical, gets the same love, gets the same attention, has, they're thought about like every other person, and we should include them in our planning. Yeah?
Yeah.
Whatever it is that we're doing for Kariebi, we should do for the rest of them, regardless. Okay. And I think I touched on that before. Is there anything that you don't like that you want it to happen differently? I'm not sure that you've said anything about that, or everything is okay as it is. Are there things that were different?
I feel like I'm not sure if it's already happening right now, but I feel like the government and I feel like politicians should like be involved in this a little bit. I feel like they should like fund a lot of schools, because running like this is quite expensive. Really privately owned facilities, I feel like they're quite expensive to run, and there's lots of risks involved. So I feel like the government should push, because they should know that the future is in the hands of the children right now, including your autistic ones. I feel like they should invest into facilities that are working to bring out the potential of these children. Yeah.
Because I hear that, because right now a lot of that is vested in the parents. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. How about on the home front? Is there anything that you want to see happening differently
in the house?
Yeah.
There should be more equality.
More equality. Okay.
Like it should be like love the same. Even whatever they do wrong and they know it's wrong, they should know They should know the caution, the risk of what they're doing. They should
Okay.
the same way you educate anyone else in the way they can understand.
Okay. And then not just blame, in your instance, you're the oldest, or blame somebody else. Oh, like, what were you doing? Didn't you see your brother doing that? Why didn't you step in, kind of situation? Yeah.
Yeah.
So explain to them, equip them, and help them reason, and so they can develop that ability to judge situations as well. Is what I'm hearing.
Yeah.
Okay, lovely. So, do you have any parting words? I don't like last words. Any other nuggets? Anything you want to leave behind? Words of wisdom.
I guess I should end this off by saying, don't give up.
Don't give up. Yeah, don't give up on your sibling. Don't give up on yourself.
Yes.
Okay, very well done. Thank you very much. It's a lot, and I'm sure that as we all get older, you will keep learning more. You'll keep acquiring additional skills and how to interact with your brother. I mean, the whole family, because, like we say, a child that has autism grows into an adolescent, into an adult, and so on and so forth. So I'm just thinking that as you growing, like you said, the love between you and your brother should continue. But I'm just thinking when you're in your 40s and 50s and that sort, if Jesus tarries, you being a Christian, and we're still here, what that relationship would look like. So it's something that, have you even thought that far? Like when you're in your 40s and 50s, what will happen? Huh?
I have actually.
Okay, yeah, interesting. So what were your thoughts, or what did you think of?
Hopefully, autism is a lot widely accepted by then.
Okay.
Everyone knows what to do. Everyone knows what it is. Also, other spectrums are also accepted. A lot more accepted, and there's literally nothing wrong going to happen. The future generations know what to say, know what to ask, know how to treat. Hopefully, that's just my hope. That's my vision.
Okay, that's awesome. That's awesome. So at least that's another thing we hope, that as more siblings, more parents, because you guys, the siblings, are really not given that space to express themselves and say how they feel, what they think should be happening, and so that's why we're on here trying to get you guys to express yourself, or don't just bottle it all up. You may be having discussions at home, but the more you talk about it, telling everybody, hey, look, where things happen, but we're getting along. But it doesn't mean that you can't step in to either help or make things better. We hope that other people will embrace, like you said, autism more, and all other neurodivergent people, and realize that it's not a curse. It's not. Yes, it may have its issues and challenges, but we're all here and we can coexist.
Yeah.
Yeah, and be more accepting of our siblings, and also hopefully not burden you guys so much, making you. In fact, something just crossed my mind. Do you feel like you missed out on being a child because you're the oldest and you have to think about your brother who's on the spectrum?
I disagree strongly.
That's good. So you have had your own time of being a child, right?
Yeah.
So that's something just crossed my mind. So it's good to have each person exist and live their own lives to the fullest. Thank you so much, Kariebi. It's lovely having you on. Yeah?
Yeah.
If you ever want to come back on another time, please shoot us a DM, whatever, because we just have to keep talking. Okay?
All right.
All right. Thank you so much. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Okay. All right, then. You can just click out the X out. Thank you. Okay. Thank you, everybody that's joined, and I hope that after listening, and if you're going to watch later, that you continue to speak and advocate for this population. Thank you so much, Mom and Dad. But thank you, Kariebi, for being on. It's not easy to just open up to the world about these things, but we keep pushing and we keep going. Until we come back on the 24th of December, everybody stay safe and be good. Thank you. Bye-bye now.